If it's happening in New York, New Jersey, or Long Island, hear about it with Joe Piscopo. Mornings, 6 to 10 on AM 970. The Answer.
Portions of this show sponsored by Route 22 Toyota.
Jersey Joe on the radio. Good morning, 924. You know, we're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube, am970theanswer.com. And, but broadcasting the 50,000 watts. If you're listening, it's great, but you may want to just check out YouTube or Facebook because we have with us Duane, Dog, the bounty hunter, Chapman, the legendary bounty hunter and former bail bondsman, and his beautiful wife, Beth Chapman, in the studios. Look at this. It's so great. Coming into New York, you came all the way down to Wall Street, man. You know, but you know what? You guys are so iconic and so recognizable. First of all, welcome. It's great to have you here.
Former bail bondsman. I'm still writing bail, brother.
You still are, man. That's right,
we just
man.
had a chase 2 days ago.
Yeah.
But he wishes he was a former bail
But how do you go out in public? Look at you. I mean, everybody knows who you are.
He doesn't blend.
He does. Yeah.
Thank God.
But you're so recognizable when you walk down the street.
Thank you.
People just go, here, can you handcuff me?
My friend I've known for 45 years, they interviewed him the other day, and they said, what's Dog like since he's famous? And he goes, well, you know, I've known Dog since he was 7, and he's been famous in his own mind all these years. He hasn't changed a bit.
That is good. So tell me how that works. But somebody, you get the request from the sheriff's office or something like that from law enforcement?
Right. Well, anyone who's wanted on a felony in America, you as a citizen may do what they call now is a citizen's arrest. So we've been picking on those guys lately. So they're kind of the top 10, they call them.
Yeah. You look good, man. Both
Thank
of you guys
so
look
do you,
great.
brother. You
Am
look
I holding
great.
it? I know.
Yes,
I know.
Sir. No, you look really good, bro.
It's
Really.
when you're the same generation. Everybody looks at each other and go, you're doing good, man.
Hey,
You're
we're
hanging
the
up.
ones that raise those kids to be how they're being today, right?
Yes, exactly right.
Our grandpas wouldn't have went for this stuff.
I don't want to be. I always say this, Doug. I don't want to be like the guy with the dog, walking the dog around the block with the plastic bag, following the dog. I can't. I can't. And if God, I told my kids, I'll probably go down in motion. I'm just gonna drop, man,
Right.
as it should be. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
Larry?
Well,
Huh?
our
This guy will
parents,
die in his boots.
Yeah.
our parents at this age were like ready to die. We're like, next.
I tell you, nonstop. You know. Hey, so tell us about being a bail bondsman. How in New Jersey and in New York. You know what's happening with all the laws? They're kind of just giving it away, and they're just in Rikers Island. Well, we're gonna give you bail. What's going on, though?
Well, New York, I think, will change their mind because New Jersey is the, what do they call it? Poster child of, like, today, oh my God, Texas, the ratings or the numbers just came out. The judge is like 100% no-show. 100%. So crooks aren't as dumb as you think they are. You let them go for free, no deterrent.
So a couple of the other states.
Excuse me.
Yeah, excuse me. So a couple of the other states.
reality show
passed
right
this.
here, man. I love this.
So, they all thought that New Jersey was going to be this great, study.
Yep,
and it wasn't. So New Jersey did it. Delaware did it. Connecticut did a little bit of it. But then California just lost its whole mind and said, we're just going to abolish bail bondsmen altogether. But what they didn't do is they didn't take it out of their Constitution. So now the California Constitution says you have a right to bail, but now, these social do-gooders there decided that everyone's in jail because they're poor, and they're not really in jail because they broke the law. It didn't really have anything to do with that. They've really flipped the script on the victims everywhere, kind of going, the victim, that's fine, but poor Johnny here, he can't get out of jail, and we feel bad. And, it's just like this Kennedy Foundation. Like, what in the heck is that about?
Yeah.
Well, it's the new Hug-a-Thug program.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Basically involves eliminating cash bail is what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're just saying, come in. I mean, it's unbelievable what they're doing.
But
and we have the law enforcement officers come in here, and they don't seem to understand. The politicians don't care. Who are they placating to? And by the way, while we're on it, it's like Governor Cuomo. He's Italian, please. So I'm trying to be easy on the guy,
Right.
but my Frankie Five Boroughs won't allow me to. But they allow criminals to vote now. They're paroling cop killers.
Well, and I have a problem with that, and mainly because, my hubby here, he has a 43-year-old felony. And can I tell you, people tell me about that felony every day.
Why do you have to
dogs
bring
passed
that
out.
up?
Now that you brought it up, what
I
should we
wanna
ask what
bring
the
it up
felony
because
is?
you know what? 43, and I'll tell you what it is, but for 43 years, he had to jump through the hoops. He had to check the box, right?
Yeah.
I'm a
Yes,
felon.
yes,
okay?
yes.
He could not wear bulletproof vests in some states. We've been denied access to London because they think
Wasn't
we might
allowed to
catch
wear-
a rapist or something. Like, you should be so lucky that we would want to do that for you. But over and above that,
Guys are great.
this guy has done his time, paid his dues, and we barely get to vote. And so now it's just like you could still be in jail and be able to vote.
What was the felony?
There's got to be
Can
a
we
process.
ask? I'm going to go back to that.
I was a motorcycle member, and 6 of us fell for first-degree murder. 5 of us were outside the house.
In the car.
So I did 18 months in Texas Department of Corrections in the 70s.
Because you were outside?
Making big rocks, little rocks.
In the car. Never
really?
got out of the car. Never saw the shooting happen. But in the 70s, there was no accessory to the crime, so if you were there, you did it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So now, and how long did you have to sign you have to say, check off the box that I'm a felon?
Still today.
So to this day, you got to do
Yes,
it like
it
that.
doesn't say, have you been convicted of a felony in the last 10 years?
Yeah.
It says, have you ever been convicted? This guy doesn't check the box. He says, we'll discuss.
Are you just become a rat or what?
This is so great, man. But really, when you do go out, and it's been on TV, and because you're like famous and you're so recognizable, these people must just fold, man. I wouldn't fight. Look at this guy.
Well,
Al, would you ever mess with this guy?
No.
We just had the guy who threatened Trump to shoot him in the head.
Sean Christie.
Sean Christie. And
Yes.
we got a message through Facebook and the parents, and he was ready to hold court in the street. And he's like, Dad, is it the dog and Beth? And he's like, yeah. He goes, Dad, I'll surrender the dog right now. And he said, out of all the people in the world, the only guy that loves me is dog. And I'm like, I'm getting goosebumps even saying that. And I'm like, I do love you. Just don't shoot it out. Come on in. And the cops, of course, as he's talking to the dad, zoomed in on him, whatever they call it, and apprehended him without killing him.
Well,
so
listen, and you're a
it
dad.
works in my favor sometimes.
You're a father.
Yeah.
And you know that the Bible talks about provoking your children to anger.
Yeah.
Okay? You don't provoke children to anger because they react badly. Okay? And this kid, Sean Christie, had just been tormented, bullied, talked down to, talked crap to, and then finally he just was like, hey, it'll be easier to put a bullet in your head than have this debate with you. And then he threatened Trump, and then he threatened the DA, and then he got into a fist fight with the mayor.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's a little light in the mind, and so
Because of what,
those
though?
things-
What's he got?
He's got Lyme's disease.
You're so funny. We've had doctors on, and this is the big thing in me, for me. Lyme disease can cause Alzheimer's, ADD, bipolar,
absolutely.
and what do the drug companies do? They mask one, they mask another drug, they keep
Yes.
giving you more and more drugs. Isn't that the wildest thing?
Yeah.
People
It is.
don't. That's like the new age medicine.
Well, and that's
what-
why there's so much addiction.
How did you find out about that? That's
Well, we really research them. I mean, anytime that we're chasing someone, we make it our business to know everything
Yeah,
about them.
yeah.
Because that's how you're able to appeal to them,
Yeah.
is that you know things that maybe other people are overlooking. But you want to know why is he behaving that way? Is he really dangerous, or is he just light in the mind?
Yeah.
You know?
Does he smoke marijuana or do
And
heroin?
you know what? Look, they were chasing him like he was Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? He's not
yeah.
Lee Harvey Oswald. He wasn't even smart enough to even know who
guys,
that was.
you got to hang. And I just want to ask that you're here for a Republican fundraiser, is that right?
Yes, we are.
Who are you pushing for? Should we want to plug anybody?
Everyone in Long Island.
Yeah, really?
All the Republicans. There's quite a few. We really, really got to keep this state.
And let me
red.
tell you, we're checking their grade school records.
That's right. We want to know what they did in elementary
Don't
school.
you believe what's going on, man?
No.
Oh, listen, I was in. Sorry, Lord, I was in juvenile hall in grade school. So
Right,
today
don't
we
look at
did.
his past. We're
Today
screwed.
we did a picture with the high muck muck, and I said, "I'll pass." I was in juvenile hall back then, and she's like, "Okay, great."
Yeah, I mean it's amazing. Like
Juvenile.
I mean, look, you can never live anything in your past down if this is the way it's going to be.
I know, it's so true.
You know?
Hey, so tell me how you guys met. Everybody knows that. Give us the breakdown how you guys
I bonded her out of jail for stealing a lemon.
met. Yeah, now, are you serious? Is that right?
Yes, her dad was
With a
a
9mm.
Her dad was a pro ball player at Kansas City baseball, and called me up. The bond was like 300, and then
2,500.
and tell him what when you walked in my office, you saw
No,
me.
this
What'd you
guy,
say?
no,
Wait,
Joe,
shh.
no, Joe.
This is
I'm
the
not-
best
I'm not
love
gonna-
story I've heard.
Tell
Not
him
gonna
what you
let,
said.
excuse me, I'm not going to let you do that. At any rate, so I'm in jail. I work for the Senate Minority Leader in Colorado.
Sandoval.
Senator Sandoval. I'm his executive assistant. And I got a shoplifting ticket because I came around the cash registers to make a phone call with a lemon.
When the pager
Okay?
went off.
Yeah. So I'm getting a ticket for this lemon, and I think, okay, it's going to be fine. It's just a ticket. Well, they run my name, and I have a traffic warrant. So now I'm going to jail, right? Well, all the while I know that I have a 9mm Lorson in my jacket pocket that I had just taken away from someone. And so I'm like, great. Now I'm going to jail, and I have a 9mm with hollow points in it. So, like, this is just getting worse by the second, and I'm the Senate Minority Leader's personal assistant. This is looking bad.
But it was Colorado, the Wild West. She's not a gangster.
Right, sure. So anyway, I called this guy to get me out of jail.
Your dad did.
No, I called and then sent my daddy down there. But this guy, I called him at 9 o'clock in the morning. I didn't get out until almost 10 at night. He sent my bond out on the bus. On the bus.
$30 profit. Wow.
I work for a senator. I was like, how rude.
I thought you were lying.
So then he calls me for 2 days and keeps saying, well, if you don't come in here and do this paperwork, I'm going to throw you in jail. And I was like, oh, really? Well, maybe you could catch me on the bus. Right? And so when I finally made my way down to his office, right?
Here's the part I like.
I know.
Come on,
this
talk
guy
to me,
comes
baby.
out with the black jeans and the tips on his boots, right? And he's got a Great Dane that basically stands up to his hip. And he's walking out there, and I'm going, oh, yes, he will be mine.
Yeah.
Chiricahua,
Apache.
begin. Let the stalking begin.
How long have you been together?
Since then. No.
Since you were 18 and you're 65 now?
No, you're 65. I'm 50.
Don't wrap me off.
Well, you just tried to wrap me off.
You're 50 years
Tit
old.
for tat, baby.
Oh, God, but what, it's the love. Me and Al talk about it all the time. Al's happily married.
We're not in love.
I am
We're
not. But I said I failed at every relationship. This is so great.
It cost me a lot of money.
Me too, man.
No, I swear to God. How much money
me a lot of
I don't know.
brain
She's
cells.
got it all.
This is great, man. So now, Beth, can I ask you about the throat cancer? Can I do that?
yeah.
Because I'm a cancer survivor. Albert's a cancer survivor. He had Hodgkin's this year, and it just beat it. It was how many?
Don't push the narrative here. It's 2 years ago. It's all right.
We always say it's
He
changed.
wants it to
Get the
keep
vibe.
lingering. Yeah,
Praise
right.
Jesus. We all prayed for him. He's not really the religious
pray
type.
for
I still try to give. And I had thyroid cancer when I was on Saturday Night Live, man. I had
No
no one,
kidding.
but you didn't talk about it back then. I was
No.
because it was like it's this
baddie.
my,
Yeah.
they thought you were dead. So what?
Yeah. Well, I actually did the opposite. I knew. Look, I'm in Hollywood. I've seen enough stories in the tabloids, National Enquirer, and whatnot to, see all the stars that they really play them up when they're sick. And I thought it's either going to be their narrative or it's going to be mine. And so I embraced it. Called my friend at A&E and said, "Look, if you're ever going to help us, now would be the time." I said, I got to get busy. I have to have something to do, because if I don't have something to do, this disease might kill me. And as you both know, it is a mental trip. You really go through this mental disorder when you're told that you have cancer.
Well said, yeah.
And you really it's a profound look at yourself, where you've been and where you're going next.
So tell us what happened leading up to it before you get to what you're going to say. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, it's
I always
fine.
say, what you had like Sammy Davis, rest his soul. He just felt a little something.
I felt a little something. I actually got a little piece of coconut caught in my throat, and I kept coughing, and it came out, and I thought, why would this little tiny piece of coconut not go down my throat? Like, this is getting weird. So I went to the doctor on a Thursday and then flew home over the weekend. And then on Monday they called me up and they're like, "Oh no, you need to come back. You need to come back. It's cancer." And we were like, "What? No way." And so we couldn't get a flight because it was Labor Day weekend. It was 1 year ago, actually, only like a week ago.
Wow.
Yeah, and so it turned out that I had a T3 tumor in my throat. Huge. It was the size of a plum. And they did a 15-hour surgery to remove it. They got clean margins and no chemo and no radiation.
Oh, I go like this. My people go like
But,
that.
you go through this thing. I'm 1 year later. I have a little scratchy in my throat right now. And so
can't hear a thing.
Every time there's a little scratch, or I go hoarse, or I wake up with a sore throat, you think you got it again.
Yeah. But
And
look at you.
it's
But
like an amazing...
How much does it say? And I try to tell people who haven't been had the disease. I don't say inflicted. Every day, they don't understand every second how much it counts. When I got it, ever since then, people go, "Well, you stay so positive all the time." I embrace every minute.
Yeah,
am I right?
Yeah, you have to.
Al doesn't. He's a pain in the neck. He's a grumpy guy.
It's true. He is a pain in the neck, but he does enjoy his life.
Before she went to surgery, she woke me up at 2 a.m. She goes, "Honey, I may die. How are you going to make it, you dumb How are you ever going
You are such a dumbass. How are you going to make it in life without me?
You can't say ass.
No, you
man.
can. This is a good
What a
station.
love story. What a great love story.
Well, it's a nice love story, but it almost
Sign here.
ended.
Yeah.
It almost ended too quick.
I went in with a blank piece of paper and she's coming out of surgery and I was like, I said, is she in her right mind? They go, we're not sure. And I go, here, honey, you need to sign this. She leaves. She's like, I'm not signing nothing.
That's great.
It wasn't a
You knew.
It wasn't a prenup. It's called a postnup.
That's great.
I was like, not happening. No way. You're going to fight for everything I got.
You guys are.
You're gonna fight those
there's
kids
got to be a
off.
new TV show, a couple's advice. I think you should do a couple's advice show.
Don't let the sun go down on your wrath. Scriptural, biblical.
Really?
Do I ever?
Yeah.
How many times I slept on the couch?
Last night.
Because the bed is little.
No, it's because you couldn't sleep at all. You were being so hateful.
You
Right.
guys, and listen, this is great. This is Dog the Bounty Hunter Chapman, Beth Chapman. We love you guys. And any plans to go back to TV? I mean, it's like
Well,
you're
you know,
iconic.
Easy, baby.
Nothing.
There's
All
always
right.
plans
All
to
right.
go back. It's just a matter of when you go back, right? The
Because it's a
timing.
lot to do. People think like, oh, these guys are a great personality.
Yeah.
They love you. America loves you guys. But it's a lot of work,
Well,
man.
right now he's doing a lot of Hawaii Five-0 on CBS.
Cool. Yes.
And he
Magnum.
And he's doing Magnum PI
Cool.
in a couple of weeks.
Look
And
at
so,
you, man. Look at you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
And so,
But they
you
give
know,
you
we're-
what to say. They write it down and go, here.
I know.
And
Is
you're
that
like,
wild?
wow.
Is that wild?
Because our
But,
show,
it's
you
not
got to.
politically correct right now to catch guys.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
because of the current climate
Yeah,
that we're
yeah,
in, they're
yeah.
like, you put that guy in jail because he
Yeah.
was poor. No, I put that guy in jail because he broke the law.
Yeah, thank you.
And so
Thank
it's very
you.
difficult to
Yeah.
be a strong law
Yeah.
and order guy in our
Yeah.
climate right
You
now.
know, I got to just stay with me, Alfred. I know we're on the clock here. Though you started out, though, what made you go into the juvenile halls? Because I was at risk. My mission is with at-risk
Yes,
children,
Doc,
you know.
What did you do to
No,
get
wait,
into the juvenile
Should we
system?
Well,
early on.
the girls like the tough guy, and I was like I had a child at 15, so or the girl did.
You did?
Yes, sir. And
There's
so
12 children.
I really did
Oh,
it.
you got 12?
Yes, sir.
Got me beat. You're making
9
me look
boys,
like an
4
amateur,
girls.
my
I
brother.
was in an outlaw. I was in an outlaw motorcycle club, and the girls love that. I just like girls, and they, you're either in a vet or a chopper, and I picked the chopper. So, I mean, I really never had a black heart. I always was. The reason I'm called Dog is it's God spelled backwards because I always said, I'm sorry they robbed you, brother. Are you okay? And I really have still to this day.
Which is why he gets along with Sean Christie, the guy that was just caught, because the guy left apology letters. Every place he robbed, he left him I'm so sorry I robbed you.
Sorry I
I'm
stole
so
your
sorry
car.
I stole your car.
man.
I'm sorry that I stole all your guns.
Wow.
Like, when
Yeah,
somebody's
yeah,
leaving an
yeah,
apology
yeah.
letter, it's a little hard to think that he's actually
Yeah.
going to do something really bad.
So first of all, thanks for taking the time coming
Absolutely.
in.
Thanks for
this has
having
been
us,
so. No,
brother.
this is so great because the story is great. The love story is great, and now you're going to be touring throughout New York State, pretty much.
Yes, we are.
yes.
And then at the end of the week, we go to Ohio, Mansfield. He's doing a gig in Mansfield, and then we're going on to Michigan, in Jackson, Michigan, where we're doing a few more Republican fundraisers.
And it says you say you're going out for Republicans, but isn't it just to embrace how great the country is? Don't you
I
want to
think
go
so,
out?
yeah.
I just
Yeah.
feel like, and I was a former lifelong Democrat, and you're listening. I know that you've heard this, so forgive me so many times, but to tell you guys, it's like the Democratic Party is almost anti-American anymore.
Well, but a lot of Democrats are like they're calling me today going, Dog, that's not us.
Yeah.
High school, I just left Fox News. They're like some Democrats
Yeah,
are there,
yeah,
believe
yeah,
it or not.
yeah.
And they're like, high school, Dog, it's
Yeah.
not the Democrat. It's the leaders who are getting their rear kicked.
Good point.
What a waste of taxpayer
And, I can just-
blatant stuff.
And I can tell you from my standpoint, I was just so sick of the typical politician that I felt like, what we have now was a breath of fresh air. I mean, look, he's being crucified at every turn. He's being more scrutinized than any president in our past. And, I get really worried that, somebody might try to take him out because he's like the most hated guy out there, and he's doing really amazing things for our country. And, look, we'll be hated on for even, saying these things. But, I don't like to bring my politics too much because, we're TV personalities and we don't really want
They
to.
always tell you that, right?
We don't want to have other people make up their mind because of what we stand for.
Yeah.
But we work in the criminal justice system. We see what's going on. You know, your governor and your mayor, de Blasio.
Perfect. That's it.
So de Blasio.
We're gonna get traffic tickets all day.
That's why we're in.
Not really, Mayor. Love you, brother.
So
I
de
don't think
Blasio,
so, but
they kind of came out and they did this whole thing about money bail here, and they said, you know, all these bondsmen are criminals and they're stealing off the backs of the poor and they're thugs and they're criminals.
All you girls.
I just think that he needs to understand that the bail bonds industry is 65% women.
wow.
And you're calling women thugs and thieves.
Yeah.
And over and above that, of the 65% who are women, 43% are minorities.
Yeah, that's great.
And I'm like, I think he needs to get his facts straight before he calls me a thug.
You guys got to come back when you get a chance. You're always welcome here.
Thank
Dog,
you.
the Bounty Hunter Chapman. Duane, thank you so much. Beth, thank you so
Yes,
much.
sir. We love you, brother. Thank
Love you
you.
too. Right back. And what a great love story, man. God
Thank
bless you.
you.
Godspeed.
Thank
And
you.
congratulations on beating that cancer.
Yeah,
God bless you
too
like that.
also. 5 years and you're good.
Thanks.
I'm
There's
down 1, you're down 2. and
The Chapman's
you're
right there.
way gone.
Piscopo in the morning.
Everybody knows this guy. Now, everybody knows he can do a radio show. Joe Piscopo. Mornings, 6 to 10 on AM 970. The Answer.